WNBA Rivalry Reignited, Liberty vs Lynx in highly anticipated matchup. The highly anticipated rematch between the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx is finally upon us, reigniting a fierce rivalry that has captivated WNBA fans. After clinching their inaugural WNBA championship last October, the Liberty triumphed over the Lynx in a nail-biting Game 5 that went into overtime, finishing 67-62. The Lynx were left reeling from the defeat, expressing frustration over the officiating decisions that influenced the game. With both teams expected to retain most of their rosters, the excitement surrounding their encounters in 2025 was palpable. However, as of now, the two teams have yet to face each other this season. Their chance to meet in a second consecutive Commissioner's Cup final was dashed when the Liberty fell to the Indiana Fever, who subsequently claimed the Cup title against the Lynx on July 1st. Now, the Liberty and Lynx are set to clash once more. Their first of 4 regular season meetings will take place on Wednesday at the Target Center in Minneapolis at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, broadcasted on ESPN. The Lynx, currently leading the league with a record of 22-5, have only suffered one loss at home this season. Napheesa Collier, the All-Star Game MVP and the league's top scorer averaging 23.5 points per game, is a strong contender for the season MVP award. In contrast, the Liberty, sitting second in the standings with a record of 17-8, have faced challenges due to injuries. Jonquel Jones, the 2024 Finals MVP, made her return on July 22nd after recovering from an ankle injury, but has only participated in 13 of New York's 25 games. Meanwhile, two-time season MVP Breanna Stewart sustained a leg injury during a recent loss to Los Angeles and missed another game against Dallas, leaving her status for Wednesday's matchup uncertain. ESPN analysts Alexa Philippou, Kevin Pelton, and Michael Vopel have identified 3 critical factors that will influence the outcome of Wednesday's game as the Lynx finally take on the Liberty. A new season brings different matchups. Pelton notes that when the Liberty are at full strength, they will present a different look compared to last year's squad that relied heavily on Betnijah Laney Hamilton, who averaged 28.8 minutes per game in the finals. Laney Hamilton was instrumental in defending against the Lynx's all-star guards, Kayla McBride and Courtney Williams. This season, Natasha Cloud has stepped into that role, bringing her experience from facing the Lynx with the Phoenix Mercury in last year's playoffs. In the decisive Game 5 of the previous finals, Liberty coach Sandy Brondello opted for larger lineups. Sabalee contributed significantly with 13 points and 7 rebounds in that game, playing 14 minutes alongside Jones. Unfortunately, Sabalee will not be available for Wednesday's game due to knee discomfort. The two centers have only shared the court for 3 minutes this season due to their respective absences, as Jones has missed 12 games, while New York has Isabel Harrison as a center option. It is likely that the Liberty will deploy smaller lineups than those that proved effective against the Lynx in the 2024 finals. A clash of starting guards. Vopel raises the question of how each team's leading guards will perform under pressure. Sabrina Ionescu leads the Liberty in scoring with an average of 19.3 points per game and also contributes defensively with 1.5 steals per game. She ranks second in assists with 5.8, just behind Cloud, who averages 6.0 assists and 10.1 points per game. On the Lynx side, Collier is undoubtedly the focal point of the team, capable of altering the game's dynamics single-handedly. The performance of guards Williams and McBride is crucial. When they are on their game, they can significantly impact the outcome. Together, they have made 98 three-pointers this season, compared to 89 by Ionescu and Cloud. In a recent game, the Lynx suffered a 90-86 loss to the Atlanta Dream, where Collier showcased her skills with 32 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. However, the team struggled defensively, highlighting the need for a more cohesive effort. The Lynx have allowed an average of just 75.4 points per game this season, the best in the league, with Collier being the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Injury concerns for New York. Philippou emphasizes the significance of Stewart's potential absence on Wednesday, which would dampen the excitement surrounding this finals rematch. Coach Brondello has not provided a timeline for Stewart's return, and her absence has been felt, particularly on the defensive end. Although Stewart avoided serious injury when she left Saturday's game, the team is taking a cautious approach to ensure her full recovery, especially after she had to shoulder a heavier workload during Jones's absence. The Liberty's frontcourt depth has been tested this season, not only with Sabali's extended absence, but also with Kennedy Burke sidelined due to cramps during the recent game against the Sparks. Burke, who averaged only 7.5 minutes per game in last year's postseason, has become a more integral part of the Liberty's strategy this season, averaging 21.8 minutes and shooting 47.5% from beyond the arc. Without Burke and Stewart in the lineup against the Wings, Brondello had to implement her 10th different starting lineup of the summer, which is tied for the third most in the WNBA. Harrison received her first start of the season, but after a poor defensive showing, Brondello switched to a smaller lineup, bringing in Marine Johannes and giving more minutes to Stephanie Talbot. The Liberty and Lynx are scheduled to meet 3 more times in August, with rematches set for August 10 in New York, August 16 in Minnesota, and August 19 back at Barclays Center. By that time, New York is expected to have Emma Meesman, who was also pursued by the Lynx before choosing to sign with the Liberty, integrated into the team. Sources indicate that Meesman is in the process of securing her work visa, and her arrival is anticipated soon. Ultimately, the recent injury struggles faced by New York, particularly concerning Jones and Stewart, highlight a critical point. The Liberty's biggest challenge in their quest for a repeat championship may not be the Lynx, but rather their ability to maintain a healthy roster come Lynx get revenge. Napheesa Collier leads Minnesota to 100-93 win over Liberty. At last the moment for retribution arrived. The Lynx emerged victorious against the Liberty with a 100-93 score in their highly anticipated rematch of the 2024 WNBA Finals. Throughout the game on Wednesday night, the Lynx capitalized on an opportunity presented by the Liberty's diminished roster, notably missing star player Breanna Stewart. Reported by the Minnesota Star-Tribune on July 31, 2025, at 2:09 a.m., one could sense the intensity in the air as Lynx forward Napheesa Collier celebrated a significant basket during the second quarter at Target Center, Minneapolis, with her contagious energy shining through. Photo credit, Jeff Wheeler, the Minnesota Star-Tribune. As Rebecca Brunson succinctly pointed out, with Cheryl Reeve echoing the sentiment, the pre-game motivational speech felt unnecessary. The Lynx simply needed to revisit the memories of their last encounter, a match filled with confetti and jubilation for the Liberty, leaving the Lynx with nothing to celebrate. The last time we met, they were basking in glory, while we were sitting empty-handed, Reeve stated vividly. With such a vivid reminder haunting them, the Lynx were fully aware of what was at stake, especially following their disappointing first home loss of the regular season just days earlier against the Dream. The message echoing in the locker room was clear and bold. We know what this is about. And indeed, it was more than just words. The Lynx showcased their determination and skill, led by Collier, who scored an impressive 30 points, allowing the Lynx, now 23-5, to triumph over the reigning champions, the New York Liberty. Adding to the scoreboard, Kayla McBride contributed 24 points, while Courtney Williams made a significant impact with 13 assists, matching her career best. On the Liberty's side, Sabrina Ionescu shone brightly with a game-high of 31 points. This loss extended the Liberty's struggles to 3 defeats in a row, a concerning trend since the injury to their 2-time league MVP, Breanna Stewart. Still out due to a right knee bone bruise, Stewart was among 4 Liberty players absent from the game, with Emma Meesman also not available after recently joining the team. Although the Lynx needed a few moments to find their rhythm in the first quarter, they quickly seized the opportunity presented by the Liberty's guard-heavy setup. Forward Jessica Shepard was instrumental, scoring 6 points during an 11-4 scoring streak that helped the Lynx recover from an early 8-point deficit. As they entered the second quarter, tied at 24, McBride ignited the crowd with a 5-0 burst of her own, a deft floater followed by a three-pointer in rapid succession, pushing the Lynx ahead by 5. Then came a pivotal moment. Bridget Carleton, taking her time, orchestrated a handoff play. The ball was expertly circulated until it found the league's leading scorer, Collier, who confidently nailed a three-pointer while roaring in triumph. This shot propelled Minnesota into a 50-41 lead by halftime, with Williams impressively racking up 8 assists despite being scoreless at that point. That wouldn't last long, though. After a challenging start, where she missed her first 10 attempts, Williams finally found her mark, nailing a long-range three-ball midway through the third quarter. As more of their plays began clicking into place, the Lynx steadily created distance, with a late third-quarter three-pointer from McBride widening the gap to 13 points. Responding to the Lynx surge, the Liberty rallied, ending the third quarter on a 7-0 run. Key plays by Isabel Harrison and a heat-check three by Ionescu cut their deficit to just 6 points as they headed into the final quarter. Just when it appeared the Liberty were gaining momentum, Napheesa made her presence felt with consecutive three-point shots, followed by a layup that lifted the Lynx's advantage to 11 points with under 8 minutes remaining. A timeout was called by the Liberty, while Heidemann celebrated with Williams, exclaiming, "That's what I'm talking about." Carleton wasn't done either. She struck twice from the three-point line, with her second shot providing the Lynx their largest lead of the night at 15 points. Yet the Liberty weren't finished. They mounted a spirited comeback, narrowing the deficit to just 4 points at 92-88 with about 1 minute left in the game. But Collier, the undeniable leader, sealed the victory with an impressive and-one play. She continues to give everything we could ever ask for and more, all while maintaining her incredible grace. She's absolutely deserving of the MVP title, McBride remarked with admiration. The excitement in the arena escalated as fans spontaneously erupted in chants of MVP for Collier, which quickly transitioned into cheers proclaiming, "Our house." Reflecting on the fierce showdown, Collier expressed, "It felt like two exceptional teams going head-to-head. I believe that's what unfolded on the court tonight. An entertaining spectacle for everyone watching." Without a doubt, the enthusiastic crowd, some clad in shirts audaciously stating "Stewart walked," thoroughly enjoyed the thrilling encounter, even as the Lynx players were reticent to label this moment a revenge match or develop it into a deeper rivalry. It was hard for them to ignore the music of the crowd's chants, which must have sounded particularly sweet to their ears.